Here we go. Spoiler alert, audience. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hi, everybody. Hello. Look at them. That's Thursday. That's Thursday. Good morning, Mendota Heights. Good morning, West St. Paul. And good morning, Bloomington, home of the Mall of America. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday. One more alarm clock to the weekend. Welcome to the show. Thank you, everybody. Have a seat. We have a fun show. Get that cup of coffee. Get a cup of coffee and join me. Welcome to the Jason Show, where our motto is, hey, it could be worse. We could be the View. Give it up. Thank you. Give it up for my sidekick sister. It's Miss Kendall. Good morning, Kendall.
Morning.
We'll take a shot of you in a second. And take. There we go. Yes.
Good morning. Good morning.
How you doing?
Really well. How are you doing?
You look amazing. That purple, you look really good in that.
Thank you. I think it's purple too, but I've been told it's not.
Really?
By Phil. You know Phil.
Oh,
he thinks it's
unpaid
not
researcher Phil Jones. Yeah.
We have arguments about this.
We have a viewer, Phil. He also listens to the radio show, and he's like a little know-it-all. But he does. So I call him unpaid researcher Phil Jones. He watches every day. I love Phil. No, that is purple. That's probably a light purple.
Thank you.
And more importantly, you match the set. What?
That's
it's
always the
magenta? Is it
effort.
magenta? It's kind of magenta, actually, but it's a shade of purple.
It's a shade of purple. Welcome to the show, everyone, where
Exactly.
we discuss purple.
We're debating crayon colors. So yesterday, we got done with the show, and I went to shoot a story for a future episode of the show. Mm-hmm. And the story was pitched to us by our family member, Aaron Schwab.
Hey.
Aaron Schwab. I call, now Aaron wrangles the audience. She's the audience wrangler, you know? She gets rope, you know, and just gets the audience seated. Yeah. Right, audience? You're all roped today. But I've known Aaron for, well, my goodness, 15 years. Aaron, more importantly, is a great mom, a great wife, a great friend, and she is who I call the Bette Midler of the Twin Cities. She's a singer. She's an actress. Well, Aaron is also a director. She's been in a ton of productions, and she is directing a production of Annie Jr. at Moreland, right, Aaron? Moreland Magnet School in West St. Paul. So it's fourth graders doing Annie. So Aaron said, hey, I think it would be funny if Jason comes to take over a rehearsal with like with about 800 fourth graders. And if you think fourth graders are loud, how about overly dramatic fourth graders? It's lovely. They're all like me. Look at this video. Here's a little bit. Now, the story will air next Wednesday. Look at that. Yes. That's when I demanded that the kids call me Mr. Matheson. That's right. Okay. What you just witnessed right there? Now, this is going to be in the story. I don't want to give everything. Okay, stop it. Don't show anymore. That might have been me teaching the kids how to Vogue.
Oh.
Yeah. But you'll see that next week. No, what's funny is Aaron, all the kids are like, meh, meh, meh. And Aaron says like one phrase, and all of the kids, you know the fainting goats? All the kids just drop. They just drop. What's the phrase, Aaron? Actor neutral. Yeah, so start talking. Just start talking.
Okay, today it's...
Actor neutral! Right there. That's literally the kids just fall on the floor. So I walk in and Aaron's introducing me to the children. I'm like, hello, hello, hello. And she's like, this is Daddy Warbucks, which Daddy Warbucks is played by this kid named Leland, who is like, he could have been carved out of my calf. I mean, this kid is like, anyway, so I met Leland. I met the young lady who plays Annie. And then Aaron said, I want you to meet Sandy. and Sandy's the dog. And and I said, oh, I want to meet this kid. And she goes, he wanted this role. Like, he wanted to play the dog. So I walk over to him and I go, well, hello. And he goes, hello, I like your shoes. And I said, oh my goodness, I want to put you in my Merce. I wanted to take him home. I did. I have not wanted kids in a while. That kid made me want a kid. He did. I wanted a kid. Now that lasted about 37 minutes, but I did. For about 37 minutes, the little dog kid, the little Sandy kid, what's his name? Luca. He has a great name, see?
Great name.
Yeah, so if Luca's parents are watching, I mean, I'll borrow him, you know what I mean? I just, like a little accessory, you know what I mean? Just put him in the Merce. And, but anyway, so I'll end with this, and we'll get started, and you'll see this story next week. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I knew Erin was sweet. I knew that she does great work for us. I knew that she is a good mom, wife, and friend. But my goodness, watching her, photographer and Eric said, we said the same thing. Erin is so good at what she does. She is such a good director. She is such a good actress, and she handles these kids so well. And I walked out of there thinking, I'm really proud to be her friend. I'm really proud to be her friend. I really am. I really am. You're so good. You're so good. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. First up, former housewife and talk show host Bethany Frankel has a new TV series in the works. Yeah, she got on her Instagram. She's like, I'm back. Well, here's the deal. HBO Max, you know, this is that new streaming service, hasn't launched yet. They've ordered 8 episodes of a show called The Big Shot with Bethany. It's a half-hour apprentice-style show in which contestants will compete for a spot on her business team. Former apprentice producer Mark Burnett is one of the creators behind the project. Now, you guys know this. Bethany, we all knew Bethany on reality TV, on Housewives, but did you know she got her debut in reality TV on Martha Stewart's version of The Apprentice? Then she joined The Real Housewives, and she's also, you know, she's the skinny girl. She's the liquor line, skinny girl margaritas, and all that stuff. Here's what I'm going to say. I love Bethany, even when she's been difficult on the shows. Yeah. She's not always the most pleasant to interview, but I still love her because, you know, not everyone has a good day every day. I don't know if fans are going to care outside of the Real Housewives franchise. I think people like her in that franchise. I do not know if she's enough of a draw to bring people to yet another apprentice-style show. Nobody's asking, you know what I mean?
Right.
I love her. I love her. I respect her. I love her hustle. I love that she's a female entrepreneur that has taken a platform so smartly, taken a goofy platform like Bravo and turned it into something, ... However, I don't know if even I'm going to watch this. The format, we've seen this before. You, what do you think?
Well, the show that she did, and I think a talk show, then that's kind of the closest she's ever been to a host.
Yeah.
She was a host. It didn't go very well. So I don't know why this would transition really well. And I think it's because she's got the really tough New York attitude, which works for housewives.
Yes.
But a lot of people in the Midwest, like me, it's a little like, okay, it's a little too much. You know, I like people to be a little nicer.
Yeah, no, I know. You represent a lot of people.
Yeah, I do.
She is not, there's people watching right now. Yeah. Thank you. There's people watching right now. Hi. She's not their cup of tea, you know, and I get it. I just don't know if she's a draw to this format. People like her on Housewives for a reason, because she's great in that ensemble.
Yes.
And let me end with a compliment. Real Housewives of New York, I think, is going to suffer without her. Just going to say it. Yeah. Next in the dish, Chris Pratt. The gentleman right there has no idea who Bethany is. That's right. He is. Yeah, he doesn't care. He doesn't give a rat's rear about Bethany. Yeah. He's like, Real Housewives, what's that? I love it. Next in the dish, Chris Pratt was on Ellen yesterday, and she asked him about a massive, massive sunburn that he has. Where? How did he get it? Look at this.
You posted a picture from your honeymoon, I believe this is, and I want to talk about it because it looks extremely painful.
Ah, yes.
Now,
you'll notice the butt. That's the color I typically am.
yes.
I don't know what I was thinking. You know, I think it's this. Over the last 5 years, I've been doing all of these movies, and in those movies, I look so tan. But I forget that it's sprayed on. And I thought, I'm gonna get myself a little color, and I laid out, and that took no more than 9 minutes.
No.
I'm serious.
You're not. That's impossible.
Here's what I remember.
Were you on the sun?
Were you physically vacationing on the sun? Legit question, Ellen. Yeah. If you don't know, he mentioned honeymoon. He got married to Katherine Schwarzenegger, Maria Shriver, and Arnold's beautiful daughter. Hey, sun is not, I don't care what, 9 minutes is realistic. I remember my lip? Remember Lipgate in the summer? I burned my lip at Walt Disney World in like 4 minutes and a Goofy. You know what I mean? It was like, and I had a lip the size of Emmanuel Lewis. You know what I mean? It was like Webster on my lips. It was horrible. It was, thank you. Very old 80s reference. It was very, yes, I love it. I need to look up Emmanuel Lewis. Did he pass away? Oh, okay. Well, Webster was a show in the 80s, right, on ABC. It was Benson, Webster, and then I would switch over to Dallas. Have you ever heard of Webster?
All one word.
He was immensely talented. He's alive! Oh, he's alive! Okay.
Oh, God.
Because that would have been mad uncomfortable. Yeah, no. We almost killed off Webster. I thought he was alive. He does stuff. He's successful. Anyway, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Have you ever been horribly sunburned?
All the time. I'm Scandinavian. Look at me.
Oh, that's very true.
Always sunburned. I go outside in like April when you forget how hot the sun is and how strong it is, and like this part of my arms constantly burnt. After like 4 minutes, I'm just like, oh, that's a tomato.
Yeah, I get it. It's you have to be. My mom and my dad, because they were young parents, they'd go to Daytona Beach. This was in the 80s when no one cared about skin, and they laid out. I think my dad used Crisco. You know what I mean? And just like, and then as Lewis Black would say, he moved when he would start to sizzle. You know what I mean? And that's when you knew you were done. We have a lot more to come. Go get another cup of coffee and meet me back here in just a few minutes. Back after this.
Yet. Coming up next, he's the man that gets all the scoops and all the best pictures. Dax Holt will join us live from Hollywood, sorta, with a look at Keanu Reeves filming The Matrix 4. Then, they are our homegrown HGTV stars. I love them. From Stay or Sell, Brad and Heather Fox are back, and today they're getting your house ready to sell in the uber hot spring real estate season. Plus, they're also answering your home improvement questions from our Facebook page. And did you know there's a National Margarita Day? Well, there's a day for everything. Well, Kendall did, so she's helping you craft the perfect drink when we return.
You're really sweating. Class hasn't even started yet.
I'm just a little jittery, man. These instructors, they don't mess around.
Can't be that bad, right?
Check them out for yourself. Hey.
Are you ready?
I don't know.
So good. So cute. It's Justin Bieber week on Corden. Last night, Justin and James getting some dance lessons from the kiddos. Yeah, James, I know how you feel. Believe me. Wait till you see next week. Hashtag Annie Jr. Hashtag Annie Jr. Yeah. Next in the dish, more reboot news. Disney. Come on, Disney. Disney is working on another reboot. Thank you. Of Planet of the Apes. Didn't it just get rebooted? I mean, it just got... We had Charlton Heston and Roddy McDowell, and then we had Marky Mark. That's enough. We're done. Well, there's 3?
There's way more.
Oh, and then James Franco. Oh, gosh. Anyway, well, here we go. According to insiders, Disney will not add on to the 3-film series already done, opting for a full reboot instead. The original, as I said, came out in 1968. You dumb dirty apes. And then a reboot came along in 2001, and then 3 more dropped starting in 2011. Fans are not happy about it and are for calling just for more sequels or prequels. Like, don't reboot it again. I don't know why studios, and heaven knows I love Mickey Mouse, but why do studios, nobody is clamoring, A, for a Planet of the Apes movie to begin with right now, and no one wants the 80th reboot of the franchise. You know what I mean? Why do they think? It's just, I like these types of movies, and it just doesn't make a bit of sense to me. Do you like any of the Planet of the Apes? Or are you falling asleep over there?
I fell asleep because you said reboot. And
I know.
I'm so tired of these reboots.
I know.
Why can't we do anything original? It's ridiculous.
That's why I said, look, I don't think Parasite was necessarily the best picture of the year. Right. ... You still have to give it props for being original. You know what I mean? I don't care. I don't care if you hated it. I don't care if you hated it. It was just refreshing to see, and I love these movies. This is coming from me. It was just refreshing to see a movie without somebody in a cape or holding a lightsaber, you know?
Right.
Thanks,
and
audience. I appreciate it. But I love these movies.
Right, and I get why at this point movies have been made for such a long time now that it's hard not to redo and recultivate something.
Yeah.
But you guys make millions of dollars.
Yes.
Like, figure it out.
Figure it out. Figure it out. Next in the dish, a fascinating, this is good, fascinating / juicy. Thank you. A new article on vulture.com is raising awareness about the treatment of Hollywood assistants. Yeah. Hi, I'm Brad Pitt's assistant. Not all it's cracked up to be. Yeah.
That's me.
Not necessarily Brad Pitt's assistant, but yeah. So the headline gives you an idea about what the rest of the article is. There it is right there. The former assistants talked about the long, thankless hours that usually start around 6 a.m. and run late into the night with no overtime. No, it's not like you're getting Medicare on that thing. Yeah. They would get yelled at. Now, we're giving you the highlights here. We're giving you the Reader's Digest version. They get yelled at for no reason. One assistant was talking about how he got yelled at on the toilet.
It's the title of the article. Got yelled at on the toilet.
They are expected to do impossible tasks. There was an expectation that it was at least helping their career. That's why a lot of people in Hollywood, the 20-somethings, they become assistants because they think, I'm going to meet this person and this person. They soon realize there was little chance of upward mobility. Yeah, this one was talking about, and we're all trying to figure it out in the office. There's one talking about a New York-based news anchor who the anonymous assistant referred to as basically a vile human being. Vile, like gross. They found he had to go get, this assistant had to go get like his prescriptions at Walgreens, and let's just say, blue pill. Let's just say that. He may have stumbled across a particular prescription, and he was a little pervy. But it's horrible. Well, have you ever been an assistant?
No, I've never been.
Do you know anybody that's an assistant?
No, but I mean, I understand it why people think, okay, I don't have any connections, I'm broke, so my parents can't help me live out here, and I want to do this, so sure, I'm willing to do these terrible, horrible jobs to hopefully get somewhere. And one of the guys that wrote in it said, you know what I learned? I learned either you're lucky, you're really rich, or sometimes you just get it. Most of us just don't.
Yeah.
So it was kind of sad.
And again, they only make, in the article you see, I'm just saying, the average pay I think is $40,000 a year, but they get $25,000 a year. Put that in context of California, you can't live in a Lego house for that amount of money in California.
It's so expensive out there.
And somebody who knows how expensive it is, ladies and gentlemen, our Hot Dish continues with our Insider of the Stars, joining us live from his house not made of Legos, Dax Holt from Hollywood Pipeline. Okay, Dax, we're going to include you. Now, we're going to get to your stories in just a second, but I want to include you in this conversation. You've been in the business for a long time. You've met stars, you've met publicists, you've met assistants. Is this article right? The life of the assistant isn't all it's cracked up to be, is it?
No, it's definitely not what it's cracked up to be. I mean, my 3 that are right now holding and fanning me and giving me grapes, they definitely No, I would say, listen, yes, it seems like it's going to be this like fantastic job where you get to go to award shows and you get to be there. But at the end of the day, you're at someone else's beck and call all the time. So you don't have a life. Every assistant that I've met has basically set their life on hold so that they can be, with an A-lister and travel around the world and do their appointments and make sure their scheduling is ready to go. So it's really not an exciting job. You are someone's right-hand person at all times.
That's right. Let's turn to some fun stuff. You have an up-close look at the filming of Matrix 4.
Yes, I am. Listen, I don't get excited about a lot of photo sets anymore. I mean, I've seen it all, but this one is really exciting. So Matrix 4, they are filming up in San Francisco. There's some shots of Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss, who, by the way, at the end of the last one, everyone thought they died, and now they're back. So they're riding around on a motorcycle. It's a motorcycle that's hooked up to a big camera rig that's driving through the streets. You see Lana Wachowski, the director, on this camera rig, but they're kind of just going through the streets. They've got police patrolmen, and then he's waving. Keanu's waving to all the fans that are lined up on the street watching the filming going down, but this is not expected to hit movie theaters until May 21st of 2021. We are hearing that Jada Smith will be in it. Neil Patrick Harris will be in it, and then there's a rumor that Priyanka Chopra will also be in it. So, I don't know. This one gets me really, really excited.
Well, what's Doogie Howser doing in this?
Hey, he's a good actor, so I don't know. They found a role for him.
Okay. Next up, Jamie Lynn Sigler out and about, and she had something very, very fancy on her wrist.
So Jamie Lynn Sigler, obviously, a lot of people know her as Meadow Soprano from The Sopranos, became very famous off of that show. But she was out the other day, and I'm looking at her, I'm like, wow, what kind of watch band is that? Because I see she's wearing an Apple Watch, but I'm looking, it's like super blingy. So I start doing some research, find out this is Shalon, which is a high-end watch designer. It's covered in diamonds. It's the cost of it, $6,000.
Oh!
Yeah, I'm like, whoa. So listen, if you want to bling up your watch band and you've got an Apple Watch, this is what's for you. So I don't know. I was pretty impressed by how blingy this watch band was. I've never seen it before.
That is blingy. Dax, before we leave, you wearing pants today?
Heck no.
What? What?
I said heck no.
That's right. It's No Pants Thursday at the Holt House. Dax Holt, everybody, from Hollywood Pipeline. Follow Dax on social media. Search for Dax Holt, and then also search for Hollywood Pipeline. So, what are you laughing at?
I was just going to say, and search for his pants.
Search for his pants, yeah. I was thinking, someone just I had an assistant over the summer to help me with social media.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to be a hypocrite. Q, Quinn. Mm-hmm. He was treated very well. I want to go on record. Fed 3 meals a day.
Given Starbucks.
Yep. When we traveled, I got him the largest crate I could. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It was a good sized crate.
There's only so many available at the pet store. I mean, I got him. No. Anyway, still ahead. Stay or sell. A couple Brad and Heather Fox are here with tips on getting your home ready for the spring housing market. And then, bottoms up, Kendall helps us make the perfect margarita without the mix. Stay with us. We'll be back after this.
Are you ready to walk into this circus?
Nope.
Today is a busy day at the Dieterman's house, so that roof's got to get done, decking's got to get on.
Why is that door here?
That's from a different project.
No.
We got tile going in. We've got a front porch getting done. We've got carpet delivered. Who's not here?
Who's not here? That's a clip from the hit HGTV show, Stay or Sell, taped right here in the Twin Cities. The show stars are good friends who want to help you get your home ready for the spring housing market. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Brad and Heather Fox from Fox Homes. I was just asking you guys if you're getting recognized more in the cities, and we were discussing how nice people are in Minnesota. Oh. They don't want to bother you.
Nope.
Yeah.
A lot of staring.
Yeah.
Staring and whispering.
Or if anyone ever does come over, it's always like, I'm so sorry to bother
you. People are so nice.
They leave with the apology and then.
I know.
Yes.
Minnesota, we love it.
I know. Okay, this is a hot subject because before we know it, boom, 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 the winter season's going to be over. So let's start with choosing a realtor.
Yes.
Now that seems obvious, but inside that, what do you mean?
Yeah. Okay. So my tip for people is always, you end up spending a lot of time with your realtor. Find someone you like.
Yeah.
Obviously, they have to be knowledgeable. They have to have experience. There's a list of other things that are maybe a little bit more obvious, but I truly think finding someone that you like and want to spend time with is important.
Yeah, I mean, it seems obvious, but make sure you have a,
Yeah, there's some personalities out there. You want to make sure they line up. And I think the other thing is marketing, huge. Like professional photos, professional video, all of our listings, we just order them right away. Just because you have to do video now. They have to have a good social media presence. It's so important for them to be online and active.
Let's talk, you mentioned photos in the next tip. When to take photos and when not to take photos.
Yeah, right. So I think one important thing too is, say you have like a beautiful, amazing backyard, and in the summer it looks just stunning. Well, our busy market is in the spring, and unfortunately there's still snow on the ground for part of that, right?
Like now.
So yeah. So if you do have that beautiful backyard that you put so much time and money into, have photos taken of it if you know you're going to be listing. It's really worth it. Do it in the summer. Some of the front yard too. I think it really does help.
Because especially if you have a gray house, if you have a neutral house and it's a gray against snow, against white, against dead trees, it's like, looks like the Munster house.
Great.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think you could still jazz up the front of your house now, though. There's some, planters. Heather does all these cute things with planters. And
I think like having a little planter, make your door fresh, paint your front door. If it needs it, I think that's the first thing people see when they walk up, right?
I love that porch.
Yeah, little pillows on chairs, those types of things. Borrow them from a friend. In fact, that one, we had a photo shoot that day for the house. We asked the neighbors if we could borrow their planter for photos.
And I love
we just went and got
the
it.
Target price tag is still left on that one. Love that, Heather. Love that. I know that price. I didn't know that price tag from anywhere. That's right. Okay, declutter even your closets. That's interesting.
Yeah.
You don't want to come off like you're bursting at the seams. Right? Like they don't want to walk in thinking you're already outgrowing that house.
Right.
Or a special guest star on Hoarders.
Right.
Yeah, so I think closets are important because, that's why a lot of people actually choose to move, is because they're running out of space, right? So if they open up the pantry, they open up kitchen cabinets, they open up closet doors, and they see that you have an abundance of space, that's a huge thing, right? That's a big selling point.
Like at least half the stuff. Just get half the stuff out.
Paint. You have some good general rules for paint.
Yes. I think that fresh and neutral is huge, and paint can cure just about every problem within a house. I mean, like aesthetically anyway. Cabinets, walls, fireplace, trim, all of that can be painted.
If you have ugly Brady Bunch paneling, cover it.
Exactly.
Like that's beautiful. Like all of this is, all of this is.
The flowers.
Flowers are another thing. I think that, and those were just like Trader Joe's and Target, kind of a mixture. Flowers are huge, inexpensive. Get 3 bunches of flowers, put some at each bedside table, put some on the kitchen counter, the dining room table. Like it just brings a little bit of life and a little bit of color.
Right.
The other thing is plants.
Plants?
Yes.
We just did a segment yesterday. Plants are huge.
I know, they're huge, right? And some people are a little bit scared of plants because obviously they can die if you don't treat them well, right? That's a problem. But there's some places like Target even and Michael's, they have awesome faux plants. Go invest in a few.
I have a faux cactus in my entryway. No one would ever know that they're fake. It's really good. Depersonalize your home. I've heard this a lot.
Yeah, I've been on a lot of showings with people, and we're walking. The showing's going great, and I'm like, guys, where are you? They're back in the hallway, like looking at all the kids' photos and all the vacation trips, which is great. It's all positive, but they're distracted. They're not looking at the house anymore. They're looking at your Disney trip.
Also, there's nothing wrong with that, though, Brad. Let's just be clear. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
A little too close to home.
That's right. But Heather, I've always heard this, and is this right? I've heard from a realtor friend of mine that another reason to get rid of the pictures is in the mind of the potential buyer, they can't picture themselves in that house because the house is possessed by these photos.
Possessed.
Oh, not possessed, like children of the corn. I'm just saying,
no, that's so true. You want them to visualize themselves living there. So depersonalize a bit. I think that's important.
We have about 40 seconds. Let's merge clean and smell together.
Oh, yes. Okay, clean your house. If people see dust bunnies around, they're going to think that you're not maintaining the rest of your house either. Hire a cleaner. Smell is huge. That's the first thing when you walk in a door. Sometimes we can become a little like nose blind to it, Have someone else, a neutral
Distracting.
party, come in and say, listen, tell me the truth. Does it smell? Get an air purifier, clean carpets, whatever you need to do to get rid of it.
I'm so glad it really is. You open that door, and if it smells like Sanford and Son, I'm out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like out. Brad and Heather are answering your questions from Facebook when we return. Stay with us, everybody. Back after this. And good questions today. Welcome back. We got your questions. Our good friends, Brad and Heather Fox from Fox Homes. We knew it. Jeff and I always get alerts on our on the Jason Show Facebook when there's a lot of comments, and it was like bing, 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 bing. A lot of you ask questions on our Facebook page, and let's get to a few of them. First up, Kathy. Hi, Kathy. She asks, "What's the best way to decorate a large wall in my living room? My sofa is just against it right now."
So I feel like we need something above it. Right? So maybe some art. We have some beautiful people. If you look at our Instagram page, our Facebook page, a lot of local artists that do some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Woolen Timber is one that does like these beautiful wall hangings.
Fiber art.
Fiber art. Large scale art I think is huge. And then throw some plants on the side. Give it a little life. I think that would totally just make the wall look a little bit more alive.
Again, plants are the big thing.
They are.
It's back.
Yeah.
They're back. Chris says, "I can't afford a real backsplash. Would a peel and stick backlash work, or should I just skip it altogether?"
I'll take this one. It kind of depends because, some of them look good, some of them don't. It's a longevity thing though. So if you're going to do this to sell, like we were talking about on the market, I would say quick fix, probably okay. Longevity is probably not going to be there.
Are backsplashes that important?
I think you can live without it. I think you can live without it. I've
Just
seen
fresh
some
paint.
different color paint back there. I've seen wallpaper back there. You can make the visual.
I say
pop.
go for the peel and stick because
Yeah.
it's simple, right? And if you don't like the way it looks,
That's
you
a
can
good
take
point.
it off,
Yeah,
right?
try it out.
And Target actually has some really cool ones right now.
Do they?
Yeah.
Target.
Yeah, Target, they have everything. Go to Target.
Go to Target.
Jeff Orcutt asks, I just painted my living room a lighter gray, but it feels a bit cold and stark. There's a joke there, but I'm not going to say it. How do I warm up my space?
Okay, this is another one. I'm going to say plants. Plants are huge.
Yep.
Let's pull some in. Let's have some that maybe hang a little bit. Let's have some taller ones to bring just some different dimension.
Right.
And again, art. And I think fiber art to warm things up is really huge too.
Fiber art, that's a good idea.
Yeah, just maybe mixing it with some paintings and some photos, having just some life around the space.
And I think people hear something like that, they're like, oh, it's expensive. The great thing about HGTV, it's all taught us, no matter what show you watch, it tells us you can go to Target with some family photos, turn them black and white, get an inexpensive picture frame, and make a cheap gallery wall too.
Completely.
Or you go take some pictures of whatever you like in Lake Minnetonka or whatever. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Julia's next. She asks, how do you know when a remodel could outprice your home for the neighborhood? This is a great question.
I think it's really important to choose the things you're going to remodel. So obviously we can do a market analysis. We can say once we have 5 bedrooms instead of 4 or 4 instead of 3, here's what it'll probably be worth. But that's why it's really important that you decide first how long you're going to be there. And does it matter if you're going to sell in 5 years or if you're going to be there for 20 years? Maybe if you're outpriced in your neighborhood, you're doing it for yourself. Don't worry about it so much. But I do think it's important to focus on the kitchens, the bathrooms, the square footage, the bedroom count. Those are the kind of things that are going to raise the value of your home.
Can I piggyback off that for just a second? What's the biggest single mistake you see people making with kitchens?
Oh, good question.
That's a great question.
I think
Thanks.
Ooh. I mean, I think that sometimes people forget about storage. Right now, aesthetic is so important, and that is important, obviously.
A lot of open shelves.
But open shelves are great, though. If you compensate and have a pantry, or you have lots of cabinets in other spaces.
Right.
But think about if you are going to sell, if you take all your uppers out and just do shelves and you don't have anywhere else to put your cereal boxes and your macaroni,
Right.
I mean.
You got to think about real life, too.
Right?
You got to think practically, too.
But on Instagram, it would look so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very true. Pam has a question about cabinet trends. What are you seeing as far as wood? Basically, what's hot right now?
Yeah.
Is maple in or out? And how about black cabinets?
Yeah, okay, black is huge right now.
Really?
Yes,
Black is
yes,
in. Yep,
black is in.
Doesn't
Black
it
accent
shrink the
walls.
space though?
It can, yeah, but I think that having like parts of it to be black, so maybe all of your lowers are black and your uppers are white, or just your island is black, I think that it adds a little bit of drama to a space, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
As far as wood, we're seeing all wood tones, really.
Like oak, probably like natural oak, like light natural tones.
Yes, white oak.
White oak,
And then sometimes it's like the riffs-on where it's kind of a different cut.
Okay.
Maple actually is coming back too. We're seeing more and more
Really?
of that. But in
walnut?
in a modern way. So
Yeah.
maybe not just a flat panel cabinet, not
Okay.
a shaker style.
Yeah.
You know, no real detailing, just nice flat with some cool hardware. That feels really modern.
We have one more from Sarah. Sarah wants to know, does it add value to your home to paint your trim white?
Ooh.
Interesting.
great question.
That's a great
Yes.
question. So it's gonna be more marketable. So because it's more marketable, it probably has more value. I mean, you went from having trim in your home to trim in your home. So technically, you're not adding anything, but you're making it more marketable. So I think the answer is yes, it would be.
Buyers want to see white trim.
Yes, they do.
Definitely.
That's
More modern.
Yeah.
For sure.
Marketable and more modern.
Yep.
Yeah. Brad and Heather, everybody. For more information, head to foxhome.com. And don't forget, watch Stay or Sell. Tell the neighbors, have watch parties, do whatever you have to do. Still ahead, everybody. Kendall takes us behind the bar to make the perfect margarita when we return. Right after this, everybody. Stay with us. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. So, it's funny, whenever Brad and Heather's here, it's like when you have a friend that's a doctor and you take that doctor to a party and everyone's like, oh, I got this wart. Can you take a look at it? Everyone asks Brad and Heather their advice. They can't get out of the building. Everyone keeps stopping them. What about maple? Anyway, if you need an excuse, and I don't know if you do, to enjoy a good drink this weekend, Saturday is National Margarita Day. That's right. Miss Margarita herself is helping us with this. A restaurant in South Minneapolis is known for its margaritas, earning the Best in the Metro titles from City Pages and Minneapolis-St. Paul Magazine. Miss Margarita, Kendall, visited, is it Tinto, right? Tinto Kitchen to try and learn the secret to the perfect margarita.
National Margarita Day on Saturday, which is why we had to come to Tinto Kitchen. So, step one on a basic, let's make this at home margarita.
Basic, very easy. You're gonna take some ice, put it inside the glass. Then you're gonna take some triple sec.
And you can get this at any liquor store.
Any liquor store, yep.
That's like a quarter of the way?
About a quarter of the way. You don't want to get too heavy on the triple sec.
Okay.
And then we use Casamigos reposado. My favorite is reposado. It is blanco
like how you even
reposado.
say it.
I think añejo is nice for sipping. Reposado is perfect for margaritas.
Okay, good to know.
Reposado.
Reposado. So now you've got about a quarter of that triple sec, and then the rest goes up to about a third of
another
the glass.
quarter.
Okay,
right?
another
about
quarter.
a shot and a half or so of tequila.
Oh, look at this cute little bottle. Okay. So that's lime juice?
Yes. You fill that up to the top.
And that's it?
Okay, and that's it. And then you shake. I'll let you be the shaker.
Okay, so you guys, this could be traumatic for you at home, but if you would like to just stir with a spoon, does that work too?
You can.
I'm doing it.
You're doing it.
In the meantime.
In the meantime, you can take lime juice, put it around the rim of a glass, and then take your salt at the top. We use a mix of salt, and then we like a Tajin. It's Mexican seasoning that has chili and lime, so I mix that with salt. It's really yummy. Just take it and pour it in, and then you can garnish with the lime.
Oh, I love it. And then you have to try it. It's called
That's the
good
best part.
journalism, right?
Yes, that's the best part.
That's delicious.
Isn't it?
It's very refreshing and not as like overpowering boozy as I would think.
And because we use fresh lime juice, you don't have the fructose, and so to me that's a big deal.
Okay.
The next one is a primero impacto. Super easy. Tequila.
And then we're using the same tequila.
Same tequila.
Okay.
Yes, reposado. A little bit of squeeze of agave nectar.
Ooh, I love it. Can you use honey if you don't have agave nectar?
You could.
Okay, but agave nectar is
yes,
better.
There's a
Okay.
little bit of a difference in taste. And then we have grapefruit juice. Just a splash.
And back to the lime juice. I like that. Grapefruit
nice.
and lime juice. Oh, wait.
Shake it first.
Oh, I forgot my jog. Sorry. Like the biggest baby shaker ever.
There we go. And then you take a little bit of Grand Marnier.
Oh, yum.
And you just top it off.
Yummy, yummy.
This is my favorite. I think this is awesome. Mmm. Is that good? Isn't that nice? I think so too.
Finally.
Yes.
I love you call this Mommy Rita.
The Mommy Ritas. We gotta think of the pregnant moms, you know? So, and those people that just want a margarita but don't want to drink.
Right.
So we offer a non-alcoholic. For this, we have pomegranate.
Ooh, pomegranate.
Lime juice.
Oh, same lime juice,
Same
great.
lime juice.
So it's just kind of an equal amount of pomegranate and lime.
Then we can stir this, and then I have some berries that you can just put at the top for garnish.
Oh, fun! Like little pomegranate berries.
Pomegranate berries.
But how cute is this?
Yeah.
It's so pretty.
Isn't that nice?
They're all so good.
And that's something you can drink all day.
Yeah.
Not like the margarita with tequila.
No, not so much. Thank you. If you guys can make these at home, or you can just do what I do and you just come to Tinto and have them make it for you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Just go to Tinto, they'll make it for you.
Easy.
Easy. The pineapple, or I'm sorry, the grapefruit one.
The grapefruit, yes.
I'm totally making this summer.
Yeah, I had questions for her about that. So the agave nectar, she just does a little squirt. I said, is honey sort of the same? And she goes, it is different, and you can get agave nectar at any grocery store.
Anywhere.
So,
yeah, because when I make them, I just do, speaking of Bethany Frankel, I do a take on her, the skinny girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do like a half of a fresh lime.
Yep.
And then I do just a little bit of triple sec.
Yep.
And then a couple shots of tequila, and then I shake that. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah. And then I with ice, I shake it, pour it in a glass.
Yeah.
And then I top it off with club soda.
Yes.
And
they
it gives
said that any
yes.
of those you can do that too. Just
it
to
gives
give it a little bubble.
pop. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. Fresh. She said fresh juice. Don't use the mixes like fresh lime juice,
mixes.
pomegranate, whatever, and then the reposada tequila specifically.
I love the way you said that. That was
I
nice.
was trying to be just like her.
Say that again. What kind of tequila was it?
Reposada.
That's beautiful. If you missed this, don't worry. We're going to post this on our Facebook page a little bit later. And thanks to our friends at Tinto's Kitchen for welcoming us. I'll be able to talk by 11. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after these words. Stay with us, everybody. I'm going to add grapefruit to the. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, a couple notes. A couple of notes. I want to save you guys some time. People are still emailing People are still Facebooking questions for Brad and Heather Fox. I'm sorry, it's like a donate. We have closed the questioning segment. I apologize, but we just got a couple more back there, and I'm sorry. Brad and Heather are already home. Also, speaking of our Facebook page, if you would like tickets to our show, just head to our Facebook page. Just click the ticket tab underneath the cover photo, right underneath the cover photo. Let us know what date you want to come see us. You're in by 9:15. You're out by 11:15. It's an easy breezy cover girl kind of day. And by the way, a quick apology. People that email us via the Facebook page, you always get an automatic bounce back message. It's like, thanks for emailing the Jason Show. If you want tickets, click this link. The link hasn't been right for like 7 years. So we have, I'm kidding. We have fixed it now. We have fixed it. The link that you get is now correct. Thank you very much. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this to wrap things up. That's right. Thank you to Jeff. I didn't even know we're back. I didn't even know we were back. Kendall and I were just talking about, I don't know. Welcome back to the show, everybody. I got to tell you, this is how much we love Brad and Heather Fox. When you watch the beginning of the show, producer Jeff just reminded me of this. When you watch the beginning of the show, when I'm at the desk, that fake plant that I have at the desk, that one over there, that was left over from a segment. Here, give it to Kendall. There we go. Thank you, Aaron. That was given to us by Heather Fox, right there. That's yes. Now, when I say she gave it to us, what I mean is she took pity on us. She was like, whatever plant we had there was hideously ugly, and this was used in a segment of hers, and she's like, just take it. Yeah. Just take it. So this is the Heather Fox. This is the Heather Fox fake plant of the day.
It's
there we go.
It's a great fake plant.
That's from Target, and I gotta say, homegrown Target, their homewares, they get it done. Like they get it done. They have great. And by the way, guess what? I got an email in the other commercial break. their spring stuff is out on Monday. That means spring's here. Their outdoor furniture at Target's coming out on Monday. That means winter's almost over. Forget that. Yep. Tomorrow on The Jason Show, one of our favorites is back. Etiquette expert Julie France is here to talk about travel etiquette. That's right. But right now, if you're a kid watching that's being bullied, go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody.